Good evening from the Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium and the Coach Neil Alexander Court. This is Quincy High Blue Devil basketball, non-conference style tonight. Hi, I'm Jeff Wellman as we get ready for the second game of the weekend after playing last night in the Western Big Six at Wharton Fieldhouse. Wasn't so much fun as after one quarter, Devils were down 18-2, 34-5 at the half. Scored the first 10 points of the third quarter, but that was it after that. 27 straight points from Moline, the final 58-17. And Devils come in now 5-11 in this ball game. Devils are averaging just under 45 points a game, giving up 55.6 a game. And on the other side, the home team tonight, the coach has the floor named after him, and he's still here coaching in his 49th year. Coach Pettit said, we knew it was past 20 because we used all of our fingers and toes on both of us and knew we got that high. They're coming in 16-4 after a loss against Normal U High last night, 56-37. They have lost to Sacred Heart, Rochester, and MacArthur down at the tournament at Collinsville over the holidays, but they are still 16-4. They're averaging just a point more than the Blue Devils, but they shut down teams, only giving up 39.8, which is 16 less than the Blue Devils. And I'll tell you, talking about defense, I'm a big proponent of it. Coach Pettit is too, and Coach, this is what it's all about, and we've got a shot clock tonight, so it'll be a kind of a preview of what happens next year with Neil Alexander's 1-2-2.
Well, yeah, I mean, you do the 1-2-2. I mean, you come to Lincoln, that's what you think about, because this dude invented it. Well, maybe not invented it, but
well, he was right there with Naismith. I know he was.
Well, no, not quite that far back, but this is going to work out very well with the 35-second shot clock, because you go three-quarter court. By the time they get to half court and get their stuff set up, they can run one play.
And that'll be the key tonight for the Blue Devils.
They can run one play, and that's it. So, you know, it's going to be one of those things to where they're going to have to play at a different pace. So, God, first one to 50.
If anybody gets to 50, that is true with a shot clock tonight. So, and for 50. The Devils, it's going to have to be get into your offense, as last night we were offset, and as soon as we got offset, everybody else got offset, and then, you know. Is
that what you call it, offset?
Yeah, well, one guy got out of sync maybe, and then somebody else has to help, and then, of course, you have somebody like Welch or Hendricks firing three-pointers out there.
Well, we'll see what Coach has to say about that.
Indeed, and we'll have a chance to talk about that. By the way, we're at the Mecca Mobile Studio, brought to you by Sleep Tight. Better bed, less money. Quincy and Jacksonville, that's sleeptightmidwest.com. When we return, more of the pregame show, and we'll hear from Coach and just a little bit about last night as we moved on from that right here on meccasportsco.com.
Better bed, less money at Sleep Tight in Quincy and Jacksonville. Shop Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and Stearns & Foster with free delivery, setup, removal, and 0% financing for up to 5 years.
Sleep Tight. Sleep Tight.
If you're building a house, remodeling an older home, thinking about a new deck, or need a whole new kitchen, Woodmart is your project partner. Since 1978, Woodmart has been the most trusted building materials and kitchen and bath design company in the Quincy area. At Woodmart, you'll find enthusiastic, experienced professionals helping you through every phase of your project. We offer smart advice for the contractor or do-it-yourselfer and top-quality materials. Woodmart Building Center, 2000 North 12th, Quincy, your project partner since 1978.
This game is brought to you by Mecca Sports Co. You can find us at meccasportsco.com, on YouTube at youtube.com/@meccasportsco, and on Facebook at facebook.com/meccasportsco. Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any coverage for all 4 Quincy High School basketball teams, boys and girls. Get the play-by-play and color call from Wellman and Pettit exclusively on Mecca Sports Co.
And welcome back to the pregame show. Time for the coach's comments, brought to you by the Kunis Auto Group, Faith, Family, and Giving Back. With me, Andy Douglas, head coach of the Blue Devils. And I guess first thing is, let's just briefly, what's your one or two words on last night?
Ugly. I'll give you one. Ugly.
And we've got a few tonight we're going to share as well, looking through the thesaurus. But for a brief moment at the start, I wondered what you said at halftime, because at the third quarter we ran off 10 straight points. And it looked like, wow, we're going to turn it around and just work. I mean, we may not win the game, but we're going to look good.
Yeah, the big thing was, forget what the scoreboard says, fight for each other. And I didn't think we did that. We started out, obviously, the game giving a wide open three to both of their three-point shooters, the two that they have that have knocked down threes consistently on the season. Didn't play to the scouting report and just didn't have each other's backs out there. And then the start of the third quarter, I thought we did a great job, but that was short-lived.
Look at the team. I've seen better talented teams that Sean's had for a lineup. But when you get Welch out there, the kid does so much, and he can take anybody to the hole. I mean, he's got such a good first step, and even the post players who come to help can't get there in time.
No, it just relies, you have to rely on a lot of other guys to be in position to help out, get you out of position at times. But, we thought we had a pretty good game plan going into it. Unfortunately, we just didn't execute well enough.
Well, we write it off there. We got another game tonight. That's the nice thing. We come in here, and we know this place quite well, Railsplitters, and Coach Alexander. So we know he's going to run the 1-2-2.
Yeah.
I see we're going to run a shot clock during this game. Yeah. Probably advantage, quite honestly, on the defense, because we talked about it before the game, Coach and I, and everybody thinks it's going to be the great offensive thing where everybody's going to be scoring, and it's probably going to be more of a defensive when you bring in the shot clock.
Yeah, it definitely will be. Obviously, 35 seconds is a lot of time. We typically don't execute offense well enough to run it for 35 seconds. And, even Lincoln, as slow as they play at times, they're not typically getting a bunch of shot clock violations either. So it's going to come down to how we guard, how they guard. Obviously, them in their 1-2-2 extended a little bit, want to put pressure on the sidelines. For us, it's going to be ball movement, player movement, getting guys to the high post, short corner, and then looking to, attack on the inside. We got to have our bigs working on the inside, and then we have to have guards facing up and getting it to them.
Well, and the way we play D at sometimes, a shot clock can be good because we can get other teams with shot clock violations. And that's the same thing that Lincoln does. It's not so much about the steals, it's about playing D and using up your clock and taking you out of your offense.
Yeah, and that's what they do when they're 1-2-2 when they extend it, and that's what we're going to do in ours when we extend it at times tonight as well. You can run 8 seconds off, 9 seconds off. You're taking time off of that clock. So, again, it starts for us in what we do on the defensive end, whether we're man or zone, having the attention to detail to get stops. They run a lot of different motions, guys moving all over the place, 5 out, similar to how Moline plays in the 5 out, but got to be ready to guard tonight.
And you and Coach sat down here about last year, 2 years ago, and did a lot of talking. And I'd asked you, are you starting to share your man-to-man with him so you think we can get him to play a little man and get out of that zone?
I don't think I'm going to be the one to get him to do that. No way.
All right, one other thing there, too. I talked to Milton before the game, so I knew ahead of time that he was not going to play this weekend, going to go ahead and save his energy up. But he really said, as much as out there against Alleman, that he looked like he was limping and hurting, he said it really didn't hurt him.
Yeah, no, it's limping and hurting and not hurting really doesn't matter. It's the agility, being able to move from spot to spot, being able to guard, and he's not where he needs to be yet. Hopefully he can get there soon.
Yeah, and I think just when he gets out there, it's just the morale out there. Now let's go down the rest of the lineup. You said last night Avion hurt his hand during the game?
Avery Beeston.
Oh, Beeston did. Okay.
Hurt his hand, jammed his thumb, but is ready to go tonight.
Shooting hand or passing hand?
Shooting hand.
Okay, well, if it's passing hand, we don't care, right?
Right.
Well, good luck tonight. We'll talk to you after the game.
I appreciate it.
And that's Andy Douglas. His comments are brought to you by the QHS Auto Group, Faith Family, and Giving Back. When we return, the rest of the pregame show, and then it's time for the Blue Devils and the Railsplitters right here on MeccaSportsCo.com.
QHS Auto Group is proud to sponsor Mecca Sports Broadcasting.
If you're looking to score your next new ride, be sure to visit QHS Honda.
And QHS Hyundai of Quincy.
With over 300 new and used vehicles to choose from, you won't find a selection like this anywhere else.
Plus, give your vehicle the game plan to success by servicing with our new state-of-the-art service center.
Visit QHS Auto Group of Quincy on 36th Street and see how QHS makes it easy.
Atlas Slice, 121 North 6, Quincy. Chef-driven craft pizzas and wings from an open flame, high heat oven. Drinks from Excel, open Thursday and Friday, 4 to 9, Saturday, noon to 9. Atlas Slice, 121 North 6, Quincy, the 6th Street Promenade. And welcome back to the pregame show. Wellman and Pettit as we get ready for another game tonight. Lots of action still coming up as next week we'll have the shootout. We'll talk about that a little bit at halftime as we get closer to it. Tonight it's all Railsplitters, and you've heard Coach talking a little bit out there that the keys to this game, and you know, the real keys is doing what we have to do. We have to learn, first of all, how to do what we do before we can ever get around to doing it.
Yeah, I mean,
is that too simple?
Well, it's one of those things you gotta realize, you know, what your strengths are, offensively and defensively, and go from there. But defense last night was not good. Offense last night was not good. So we have to pick it up on both sides of the ball. You know, keys, you know, focusing on, you know, every possession. That's what you have to do. Not make a bad pass. You know, keep the guy driving the basket in front of you, and go from there.
Well, we talked about last night. You know, in the game when we got to the fourth quarter, we always say, "Hey, baby," and it was "Oh, baby," and we fired a few more words out there. And I think the end of it was, what other words go with butt whooping? And that was one. You know, I kind of looked around. We joked around about looking at the thesaurus. There you go. Easy for me to say. You know, the simple ones are always out there, drubbing, thumping, stuff like that. I thought it was kind of neat the urban thesaurus was out there. And so they're considering on a butt whooping is a Chi-Town beatdown. That was interesting.
Okay.
The chitty
well,
chitty.
That's what Mike was playing.
Yeah, there you go. Chitty chitty bang bang I didn't really get. Beat the bricks off of you. Okay. Also in that group was a can of whoop blank. I didn't need to get wax on, wax off, but there was one in there. It was the BAMF. And I thought, wait a minute here. 8 Open has a BAMF horseshoe. What a great segue into there, but it pretty well says, hey, we got beat, we got thumped, whatever you want to say. And, you know, we talked about, you know, you've got to take it to heart, but you can't live on it.
Well,
because we got a whole season, including tonight. So take it to heart, and especially you mentioned, Coach, a number of times, the squad we played last night against Moline were juniors. If they were seniors, we'd have a chance later in the season at home, but really, this will give us a chance for these guys to remember next year when they're seniors and we're sophomores and juniors and go, remember what happened last time at Wharton.
Well, you know, it's a measuring stick. Okay, to the point where are we going to be better next time at home? On the road, playing in Wharton, I'm good. You know, okay, you beat us bad, but young team here. You know, our guards didn't handle the ball very well. You know, they made bad decisions. You know, to the tune of probably 4 to 5 turnovers per.
And I didn't even ask Coach after that week after beating Springfield with 26 turnovers in that game.
Well, you know, I mean, it's one of those things where you can't turn the ball over like that. You know, second thing is you got to guard better, you know, on the defensive end. You know, guys got the ball, you'll fundamental be between him and the basket. We're shading, and people are taking it to the hole. Can't do that. Can't do that.
And that's, Coach, look at that.
You got to get them and turn them around, you know, and make them, you know, drive. Okay, switch to the right hand, whatever. Then get your help coming on the weak side. That's number 3. No help on the weak side.
And that's one thing, too, Coach, we mentioned when you're matching up. And we talked about these freshmen and sophomores. Can't be freshmen and sophomores anymore. But last year they're playing some of the best at state tournament. But most kids right now are playing against freshmen and sophomores. So while it's a learning experience, it's a tough learning experience when you've got a seasoned veteran who's been working against, you know. And you know, look, and I think probably Brock Harding came back, worked with Welch a little bit, Welch's older brothers. So we're seeing some seasoned kids here that our guys after a full season will look so much better than most sophomores in the conference.
Well, we're getting towards the end of the season now, and I think Coach Douglas is getting a little bit impatient, you know, looking at what he's seeing out there, what they should be, you know, getting to a better place, you know, offensively and defensively. And You know, it's like 2 games forward, 1 game back. 2 games forward. You got to be consistent.
Might actually be the way, 1 game forward and a couple back, which is tough as well. So, it's a long season. These guys will be fine, but the lumps along the way, and that's what's great about basketball season. You got 30 games in there or so.
Well, the best thing about our loss on Friday night is we get to play tonight again. And, you know, just another very good team. So, welcome to Quincy basketball.
Yep, and we have not had a chance really to see Woodson, Milton, all of them at the same time. We've been missing guys. So, hey, it's the pregame show. We'll take a quick break. When we return, we're getting ready for starting lineups. The Blue Devils and the Railsplitters right here, MeccaSportsCo.com.
Brian Harms, I'll bet you got a lot of people asking for fish sandwiches this time of the year.
You bet. Isn't that great? It is that time of year. People always love our fish sandwiches, and they're with tartar sauce and lettuce. You can get that any day of the week. We got the beer-battered Alaskan pollock back. I'm back from Alaska. We caught all kinds of them.
And what kind of fish are those?
Pollock. Pollock.
And you've got a special deal going on. 2 fish sandwiches for just $7. Right now at Hardee's, 30th and Broadway, Quincy.
Back for the pregame here. Wellman and Pettit getting ready. Look at the Western Big Six last night. Of course, we knew our game. We already said the score. Don't need to repeat that score. Galesburg won big against Geneseo, 70-39. Rocky beat Alleman, 77-45. We expected all those games. No score still for Sterling East Moline as I looked at the last minute. And it always seems like they're the last ones to get them out there. Everybody else is pretty quick. And it just is what it is. I would imagine that game went East Moline way, but I'm not going to step out there. But it still keeps Moline at 7-0, Rocky at 6-1. And even with a Moline win, they're 5-2. And then you fall down to all of us. 3-4, 2-5, 2-5, 2-5, and 1-6. Oh, the lights. See if they get me. Last night they couldn't get me. I had my desk light up there. That was a pretty good setup. I never took a picture of it, Coach. Here I am in the stands, set up the way we are. Some of those are the most fun, how we set up and what we did with our camera and everything. You can see the scoreboard tonight. I found out how to take the board off the top, so the board will be in the background. I'll be giving the score in time as well. Time for our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Lincoln Community High School for tonight's varsity boys basketball action. As we gather here this evening in celebration of American sportsmanship and our precious way of life, and in honor of the many thousands of men and women who have served our nation and continue to serve our nation today, we ask you to please rise, face the colors of the flag. Gentlemen, remove your hats, and we also invite all veterans and active members of the military to salute the flag as we present our national anthem.
Now, the band wasn't here, but their band that they have there, that was powerful. It came out loud right off the bat, too. I think that was one of the military bands. Good stuff there. You know, I did get to joke with Coach Alexander today when I talked to him. I said, Coach, in one of our broadcasts, I said, you're entering your 150th year coaching. And he chuckled, and I'm going to tell you what, 49 is not far off. And I mentioned, I said, we expect your son Greg to retire the same year since he'll have enough years in when you retire.
Well, you know, I mean, he's God, this could be his 950th win tonight. So next year it might be he gets to 1,000,
wow,
which is unbelievable.
And if you love what you do, Why stop doing it, right? Blue Devils starting lineup. They'll be in their road blue trimmed in white. Trying to put something together tonight. Like you said, Milton will not play. He'll be back next week. We got Rock Island on Friday to shoot out, and then Columbia Hickman on Saturday next week. 5-11 record for us. We're going to start off our senior, number 5, Avion Tate, 6'2". Parker Douglas starting at the point. Number 10, the freshman, 5'9". Jewels Clausell, number 20, our sophomore, 5'11". Tim Griffith, 32, the freshman at 6'2". And in the middle, the other freshman, number 54, Brendan Lepper, 6'7". Head coach Andy Douglas, assisted by Bruce Bonas, Jeff Obert, Ryan Brown, and manager Raymond Jones. He needs to get investments, doesn't he?
That sounds like an investment for.
Yeah, your job's already there, baby. Get on it, Raymond. You know, I love this gym, too. If you can see up top, you can barely see it. They've got 2 huge fans that move the air, barely. I think the Cardinals down there, down each sideline of their new stadium, have big fans like this, maybe bigger fans than this, but to move the air a little bit. Video board is up. We can't see it as it's around we're on the one end of the court. And right around the left side of that, we'll take the scoreboard to the other end. So Devils tonight, and I'm sure coaches talk first of all, get after on the defensive side. And then on the offense, let's get into our set and protect the ball. So, and here comes Sirius.
Well, I think we got to do a lot more passing the ball instead of dribbling the ball.
Yes. And now our starting lineup, they're running Alan Parsons Sirius, also known as the Bulls team, John Wood Community College team, and many others as well. So
no, it's the Bulls team first, and then Alan Parsons.
Yes.
Let's get it right now.
Well, it was Alan Parsons. Yeah, you got it, baby. If they didn't create it. Here we go with the starting lineup. Number 20, Bryce Vlahovic, 6'5", junior. Number 10, Brody Tungate, 5'11", senior. Number 5, Carson Komnick, 6'3", senior. Number 32, Brett Hayes, 6'6", junior. And here's the kid that can shoot, number 3, Tate Awe, and it's A-U-E, but it's Awe, 6'1", junior. And if he starts firing up that many threes, there's going to be a lot of ahs tonight. It won't be a good one from anywhere on our side.
Well, you need to find him. You know, on the him and Komnick, the senior out there, the 6'3". All shoots 7 a game. Komnick shoots 4 a game. And they're both up, 42 and 36. So you got to make sure.
And for those people out there waiting.
And stay with them.
Yep. And for those people waiting there for the tip, it was behind a little bit. Overtime in the first game. Devils lost that one. It was tied 51-51, and I don't know if I put down the final score or not. We lost by a couple on that one.
It's 59-57.
Thank you, Coach. And for those who remembered last year, 51-21.
I'll be seeing this on the
yeah, there you are. ACDC.
July.
Coach has
Please don't ding us for this.
Coach has his tickets. And this was the theme song for us. You were part of that, along with Coach Bearden, with the game night when we ran this. When we heard the song, we knew it was time for Blue Devil basketball. So maybe we can summon the Blue Devil spirits. And the opening tip, Blue Devils win. They're working left to right on your dial. TV, computer, or just in your head. Clausell and Douglas out high, left side. Griffith working for that double team, the big guys inside, trying to match up against Lepper. Tim Griffith from the right corner, partially blocked. Weak side rebound. Good job there by Clausell. Gets the rebound. He got it over Komnick. In the corner, almost thrown away. And spoke too soon. Thrown into the backcourt. Nobody was there. Parker tracked it down, but that's over and back. And for those, I found out how to get rid of the scoreboard on top. Since we have a scoreboard and a clock right there, you'll still hear me call it radio style. I'll be calling the score throughout for those who walk off in the other room.
Oh.
There's a lob right away. Lob from outside. Basket. Komnick. Pass up there was with the assist. Lincoln Holmes up 2-0.
That looks like a play I used to run.
And it was a good backdoor cut, too. I was waiting for a dunk out of that.
Coach Weber.
But they'll take the layup. Running their 1-2-2, and they flatten it out at the point. Is Tungate. The high post. You've got Komnick on one side. Now Lepper goes down on the block. Goes hard. Hits the first bucket of the game with a left-hander. He took it in on Hayes. Good job there by Lepp. We're tied 2-2 in this one.
Good strong move by Lepper.
Devils come out in their 1-2-2 three-quarter court. Griffith at the point. Douglas and Classell with Lepper and Avion Tate back. Good ball movement from the Railsplitters. Goes in the high post off the edge. Shot taken, no good there by Komnick. Here come the Devils running. Classell across the timeline. Griffith in the right corner. Lepp now gets down the low block. Goes into Lepp. He skips it, weak side. Parker Douglas for three. No good. Lepp reaching in, trying to grab the rebound. Vlahovic had the rebound. They're going to call Lepp on the foul. It'll be the first foul of the ball game. Obviously the Blue Devils first. That 1-2-2 three-quarter court. Patience working back, and they do not put the ball on the floor, Coach, and that's the way you beat this thing. Until you get the ball in the middle and then you break.
Against their 1-2-2, you got to move it 2-3 passes around, and then seal on the weak side.
Long three-pointer, Tate and fired that one deeper than the shots from last night. That was out to the volleyball line.
Well, he shoots 7 a game, at 42%, so you got to guard him when he gets past half court.
Good 3 passes. Lepper from half court on the left side finds Tate. Down at the block, Devils beat the pressure, and that's what you do.
You've got to against this 1-2-2.
5:30, first quarter action. Devils are down 5-4 early in this one. Back in our 1-2-2. Up in the high post is Komnick. Right side three, no good. Classell gets the rebound on the weak side, comes down the right side to Griffith.
And Komnick shoots about 4 or 5 threes a game also.
So you expect good 1-2-2, solid defense, and firing from outside between Komnick and Classell, remember there's a shot clock, 20 on the shot clock now. We won't call it usually out until 10 to 15. Just to remind everybody it is there. Griffith in the corner, gets double teamed. Avion Tate's on the short corner. Luckily we get it back out to Classell.
Down to 10, you got to go now.
Yep, Classell over to the side. Parker Douglas to Classell. He's going to have to fire a 25-footer. No good. Avion Tate gets the rebound but hurries it up. Lost the handle, I think, going up as he was trying to shoot the left-hand layup. And it went on the other side. He had
not a good offensive set for the Devils.
And Avion had a chance to get the bucket. I think he hurt it a little bit too much, maybe thinking it was a shot clock violation. But it hit the rim. On the short corner in front of us is Hayes. 2 good passes out top. Shot by Komnick, no good. Avion Tate gets the rebound out here to Classell. Classell gets Lepp. Lepp goes hard to the hole.
No foul.
Tipped. And they're saying block shot. He goes out of bounds. Tate's going to go out. Thomas Woodson Jr. back in the lineup. We need him in there too with his size as well. Him and Lepp right in front of the basket. Nobody sets a screen. Ball comes out to Classell. Almost halfway through the first quarter. Devils down 5-4. Woodson comes out to help. Now he sets a screen and rolls. Classell still.
You call that a screen?
Not really. It was a passive. It was passive, so it was the attempt and then go. And so kind of like the pick and pop instead of the pick and go or the pick and slide on that one. We just didn't get the big screen. Lepper inside, back outside. Good shot from the wing. Griffith hits the 3, and where'd we go, Coach? Inside out on that one. Brought to you by Woodmart Building Center, your project planner, woodmartbuildingcenter.com.
Paint the 3, Woodmart.
Excellent. Thank you, Coach. All those projects out there. Coach, does your wife have a painting project for you there? What's got you on the mind? So, defense in the corner. Oh, lost the basketball.
Go.
Parker kicks it out to Jewels. Goes in, crosses over, shot. Oh, rolls in and out, but fouled. And, whoa, no traveling?
They call it traveling.
He took that extra step because he got fouled, right, Coach? 3:23 left in the first. Devils do have a lead, 7-5 in this one.
I like the aggressivity, of that play.
By the way, Dave is an English and literature professor in his spare time. I love when we got some new words. In the high post, Comnick kicks it back out. Long three-pointer, airballed everything except the backboard.
Good box out by 3 Blue Devils.
Griffith got it and got it out to Parker Douglas. Used his dribble up, but quickly gets it back. Right corner, Woodson. He turns and pulls a three. Good! Thomas Woodson Jr. wasted no time to square up that three-pointer since 1978. Not that one, but since 1978. Ideas for every room, for every project. Woodmart Building Center, and that Coach Anderson wants a timeout quick, as we've got 10 points already, and that means we're going to at least get 40. That's not something Coach likes, and that's more than he gives up in a game.
Well, like I said, this game, if it's going to be close, it's going to be played in the 45 to 50 range. First team to 50, I think, wins this ball game.
We're on the way there with 2:48 left in the first. 10-5 Devils, after being down 5-2, have run off the last 8 points. A couple of those have been three-pointers. One by Griffith and then one by Woodson Jr. Devils in that 1-2-2, three-quarter court out of the timeout. Griffith at the point, Douglas, Jewell, Clausell at the next level. Lepper and Woodson Jr. down low. Remind everybody we got a shot clock tonight. Something that's kind of nice in the non-conference action here and setting us up for next year a little bit. Good ball movement. I'll tell you, the ball doesn't waste any time. It doesn't hit the floor very much with Railsplitters, unless you're going somewhere, and there he puts a one dribble down. 2 in a row, actually. In the high post, Comnick turns around at 16. No good, rolls out. Woodson Jr. with a rebound for the Devils. Jewells has it. Here comes the 1-2-2, pointed up there by Tungate. Devils across the timeline. Oh, they go into the free throw line. Good turn and face, Woodson. Good look on the shot. Lepp was in there, but the ball went to the other corner. Oh, almost a double dribble. Comnick kept his dribble going.
Good job by the Devils on defense, staying matched up.
And they're stretching it out, making sure, because again, a couple of those shots have come out so far, especially was way deep, and here's another one. Aw is almost, he's at the volleyball line.
If he'd have made that, I said Aw.
It's going to be that way. Hopefully the Devils can put some awe in his game tonight. Lepper from the left side all the way into the right corner. That's Griffith back out to Clausell. Joel skips it down in the short corner left. Lepp goes strong to the basket, puts it on the glass. I like. His angle was a little off. Shot was a little long. Down to 1:15 left in the first quarter.
I'll take that offensive set all day long.
I will agree with you. And a shot in the corner from the southpaw. Vlahovic hits the three and gets fouled as well. So he'll have a chance at a 4-point play. Woodson was coming down to help out. Came down a little late and then clipped the fingers as he was following through. It's a foul. 1:07 left in the quarter. Free throw is good. And with one shot, it's a 4-point play. Brings it within a 1 point. Devils lose the ball. Steal. Back out with 1 minute left. Reset the offense for the Railsplitters. Need to count the passes sometime. Gets into the right corner. Shot for three. No good. Jewells gets the rebound on the Tungate shot. Miss. 45 seconds. Devils really working the right side when they come down. Griffith in the right corner. Goes into Lepp. Lepp had it partially blocked. Luckily saved it and passed it to Woodson. Thomas works really hard to get that one off. Thomas worked 2 or 3 moves there to get the step to the basket. Good job there by Woodson.
Good patience on the block by Woodson.
Yeah, exactly. Didn't travel. Our big guy last night, every time he got the ball inside, or outside, I should say. Comnick gets at the elbow. Parker Douglas steps in, but a little late there. Comnick is an easy, uncontested shot.
Well, Comnick 6'3", and Parker Douglas about 5'8",
yeah,
5'9".
Exactly. Left side with 6 seconds left in the quarter. Parker drives down, kicks it back out. Woodson's going to pull up for three. No good. The buzzer goes off, and we have played 1 quarter here at the Neil Alexander Court at Lincoln High School. Your score, Quincy 12, Lincoln 11. Back with the second quarter action right here on MechaSportsCo.com.
If you're building a house, remodeling an older home, thinking about a new deck, or need a whole new kitchen, Woodmart is your project partner. Since 1978, Woodmart has been the most trusted building materials and kitchen and bath design company in the Quincy area. At Woodmart, you'll find enthusiastic, experienced professionals helping you through every phase of your project. We offer smart advice for the contractor or do-it-yourselfer and top-quality materials. Woodmart Building Center, 2000 North 12th, Quincy, your project partner since 1978.
Back after one quarter here at Lincoln. Devils lead 12-11. We're seeing the 1-2-2, and the Devils are playing the three-quarter court 1-2-2. Done a really good job of getting on the rebounds. We've left a couple open shots out there. Komnick hit one, and Awe hit one. Oh, and also Vlahovic got the 4-point play that cost us out there. So 3 buckets out there. 2 buckets at least count for 7 of their 11 points.
What did I say, first to 50?
Yes, you did.
I mean, 12-11,
on that
right
pace.
there. Right there on pace, and this is where you got to play against this team.
Oh, it is.
This team's a very hard team to play against.
Second quarter.
Chicago kids coming down playing against this.
Well, we'll just stagnate them.
Oh, my God.
Railsplitters have the ball to start off the second quarter. Devils will be in their 1-2-2 with Cassell at the point. Douglas and Griffith with Woodson Jr. and Leopard down low. So a bigger lineup for the Devils. Cassell almost gets a steal, but gets back. Nice recovery. Down in the low block, trying to make a move. Vlahovic kicks it back out. On the perimeter, down to 10 on the shot clock. Kicks it out here to the left wing. High arching 3. Oh, misses. Good job by Griffith. Lepper with a great screen out gave Griffith the time to track it down.
They're doing a much better job of boxing out in this game.
Joel steps back for a 3. Woodson was inside for the rebound. The ball bounced outside of his reach. Maybe a little quick, but he had a rebounder in there. Maybe a zip pass into Woodson if he's ready.
Well, I was going to say, that shot's good when you got 2-3 seconds left on the shot clock. You know what I mean? But first pass and letting it fly, no.
That was when we only used 2 or 3 seconds on that one. Devils doing a good job, tip that ball. Back to the top of the key, Tungate. Off the left side, new sub in here. Breron as the ball kicks in and back out. McKinney, he's at the top. Right side, shot from 3, good. Shot was hit there. Preston Short, who's just in the game as well to start this one off. And the Devils lose the basketball and the lead, by the way. Almost stepping out of bounds inside. And a strong move by Komnick. He's got 6 right now. 7 straight points coming from the Railsplitters.
Lazy pass by Clausel.
Lepper in the set. From the right side, fires a 3, no good.
Once again, another quick one.
Devils are getting sped up a little bit with the 1-2-2 defense. Figuring they got it beat and they need to take the first shot. 6:20 left in the half. Stick around, we'll break this one down. Tell you what, we did tell you a little bit what happened in the Western Big Six. We'll talk about it.
Well, once again, paint touches. Is what you need.
McKinney goes to the right side, quickly back over here to the left. That's Short, who just fired a 3. We cover him well. Komnick works that high post. Hayes works the baseline. Although really the block. Pull-up shot, Komnick, no good. Tim Griffith, another strong rebound.
Good box out.
Down the left side, Woodson Jr. Thomas, nice spin move, little fadeaway. Not a bad move, came up a little short on the shot. Go straight up instead of the fade so much.
A little short, probably about 2 feet short.
About where he faded too, because he faded backwards instead of going up and then following through on the shot. 5:30 left in the half. Devils are down 16-12.
Once again, take the ball to the hole.
And he's strong. We want to see that.
Yep.
Taking the ball to the hole and then having to kick it back out was Tungate at the top. Ball backs. Oh, and it rattles all around. It pops out. Tungate was over there on the right side, went in for the easy layup. And we've got a 9-point run now. Finds us down by 6.
Well, I think Woodson missed a block out.
And a good pass there. Woodson gets the ball in the left corner, sends the ball to Lepper, cutting from the right side, and we stop that 9-point run. Now down 18-14. Woodson, good help on the weak side. Surprised he wasn't called.
For a foul?
Yeah, Vlahovic really came across strong, and Woodson, hey, went strong for the block, so he got it. Thomas and Brennan are both going to take a seat. Wilson Freiberg into the game. Avery Beeston as well. Beeston jammed that shooting thumb. And here's a pass that was too high, and Parker Douglas takes it for the Devils. Right side, Clausel. All the way into the left corner. Avery Beeston looked at it, passes it back out. He's got that wrap around his wrist. It goes around his thumb, too. And, boy, when you bruise a thumb, it is that fat part of your thumb.
Oh, it hurts.
Oh, my goodness. Anything you can do. And the Devils throw the ball away. Short, coming down court. Slows it down, takes it all the way in, strong. Against Douglas, 2014. Devils down by 6. 4:20 left in the first half. Tim Griffith goes in the high post. Freiberg stays on the low block. Beeston working the baseline. Clausell working the dribble to the right side. Picked his dribble up, fadeaway shot. Percent went down there. He got to the block. Should have kept his dribble coming and bring it back out and reset.
Once again, putting the ball on the floor instead of passing it around.
And
that's how you're going to beat the 1-2-2 against Lincoln, is changing, the look of the 1-2-2 by pass.
First foul halfway through the second quarter. Joels Clausell, and he just basically stuck his foot out accidentally and tripped him. So that wasn't a mental mistake on the defensive end after a mental mistake on the offensive end. High post, Komnick. Down the low block now, Hunter Clark, who just checked into the ball game, wears 24. Wow, good reverse there. Actually, the ball came at the top, and Komnick was wide open down the block for a nice pass from Tungate. Devils need a bucket, and they don't need to throw the ball away. Clausell saves it. Oh, luckily it bounces twice, and Freiberg gets it. Kenai Humphreys in the game. All the way to the hole. Whoa, almost good. Kenai hits the floor, and he will go 15 feet from the basket to shoot free throws. Kenai just checking in. He gave a little spark last night, played some decent D for a couple moments before Welch said, I can go by you too, and he did. And he went by Lepp and everybody else who came to help.
He went by everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Kenai hits the first free throw. He'll have another. Foul was called there on Clark. First foul of the game against Lincoln. That's the other thing. Lincoln plays good D, and Lincoln doesn't foul. Second free throw is good for Kenai. 22-16, Devils down by 6. 3:28 and counting in the first half.
Well, when you play the 1-2-2 the right way, you're not going to foul.
Exactly. And you move the ball on offense, you're not out of position there. Drives in. Freiberg comes over, helps out. Wilson gets called for the foul. He wondered why, but someone saw something down there for Wilson, his first, Devils second. And that was a technical, by the way, the other night. And it wasn't a mouth. It was something with the play and the foul. I was talking to his grandpa today and had kind of told me that, didn't really get the whole gist of it all. First free throw is good. Taken there by Brody Tungate. He squeezed in there amongst the Komnicks. There's two of them. We've only seen one early in this game. 2 for 2, 24-16. Lincoln with the lead. Full court pressure into the front court. Tim Griffith hesitates, gets bumped out of bounds. Oh my. Got bumped a little bit there by Komnick.
Once again, bring it out. 1-on-2, 1-on-3. You're driving down the sideline, pull it out, run your stuff.
Right, we're going to the corner anyway, so it's going to be a bad space to be. Fisher comes out. There's a whistle. Not sure what was going on there. Shot clock maybe, because the ball came down and it's only 1 second off the shot clock. So they're going to run it down, I'm sure. Oh, to 2 seconds? 24-16, 3:07, actually 2:58. So they ran the game clock down. So the game clock might not have been running either.
Well, once again, this is not where the Blue Devils need to be scoring the basketball-wise, to be in this ball game. We got to get up to 45-50, and, we're 2:58 to go. We got 16 points. We had, 11? 12 after the first quarter.
Yep.
So we haven't done very well here in the second quarter.
And Lincoln's picked it up a little bit. Lincoln had 11 at the quarter. Now with 24, they have scored 13 in this quarter with 2:45.
Lincoln's where they want to be, 48-50. You know what I mean?
Devils in the 1-2-2. Clausell at the point. Freiberg's out high. Here's a reverse layup, and a good job bringing it down the left baseline. Tomnick took it to the other side where Lepp couldn't get him. He's got 10 in the game already. 26-16, Lincoln. Left side, Beeston misses the three.
One pass and a three. No paint touch.
And this is the thing when we get that, Coach. That's how you stretch the game out for them. We got a foul on the drive, probably Jewels.
This is one thing I was going to talk about, you know, in the keys of the game. You know, don't get sped up. You know, there isn't a 10-point shot. You know, every possession, you know, is very, very important.
Avery Beeston called on the foul. Devils have 3 in the second quarter.
Whoa.
Long 3, good. Ow. Only his second 3, though. But they've both been from long range, and it's a 7-point run, and now a 13-point lead with 2 minutes left in the half.
Travel.
Kenai tried to make a step and pass.
Well, you take the dribble up, make them come get you, pass over here, and then have the side come up and get the ball. You know, it's.
We've done the same thing kind of did last night here. We were really in a good position there after one quarter. We kind of got a little off here, a little.
Well, we were in great position after first quarter.
Yes, still in the 1-2-2. Komnick kicks it out, and we leave the man got it on the left side. Shot was no good, but Komnick comes down from the free throw lane. He gets the putback, and Andy Douglas wants to talk about it, as with 1:41 left in the first half. It's only a 30-second shot clock, so we'll tell you make sure you get down to 8 open. Southern Kitchen, 601 Main in Quincy. Drop the new menu out there. Get down and check it out. Also, I got to get their, I looked on the website, didn't have their Wednesday hours, but did have the Dooley Dog on there, that jumbo all-beef hot dog with Dooley chili, so it must have something that Kathy created there. Pretzel roll and American cheese, and there's an 1848 2.0, a shaved ribeye steak, peppers, onions, provolone, wow, onion jam, good stuff on a hoagie roll. 8 open, a Southern Kitchen, 601 Main, Quincy. Short timeout there, 1:41 left in the half. Devils down 31-16, tough second quarter. Beeston gets it in. Tate's in the ball game now. Back to Beeston. Lineup is Beeston, Douglas, Clausell. Ball is tipped. Trying to throw it through people. Tate and Lepper. We at least got to be able to use some of the shot clock. We're not even getting it down court. And then from the right corner, a three-pointer. Komnick, who hits inside. He goes outside. And it's 34-16. Devils getting beat by that pressure. Over on the sideline, Tate gets through. Foul, so the Devils will get it. Boy, we get the ball in there and bring it right into the traps.
Yeah, once again, you know, we're catching the ball. We're looking at dribbling instead of passing.
And right into those traps, too, and we pick the ball up. Short was the foul. 2 team fouls on Lincoln. Avery Beeston from the left side. Off the back of the iron, no good. Long rebound came out. The number 10's fighting for the ball. That was Tungate and Parker Douglas. Tungate wins the battle. Half court set. 25 on the shot clock, about 50 on the game clock, so the Devils will get it back one more time. Beeston picks up on the defensive side. He's following short. Komnick still in that high post. He can shoot in or out. Right side, three-pointer, nothing but net. Brody Tungate, his first 3 from outside. And the runs are the problem here. We've got him right now. It's a 15-point run, and we haven't stopped. And then we throw the ball away instead of making the pass to out high to go to the other wing. So the wheels fall off. Time to get out, change the tire, and let's get back on. Shot clock is not off, so it's pretty darn close. Devils' second quarter was tough after leading by 1 in the first quarter. Getting outscored in this quarter 26-4.
And that's not even a Lincoln pace.
Exactly. Lob goes up. We don't follow him. Right over our heads. Komnick gets the bucket. Devils fall asleep on defense and give up the last 17 points of the first half. Find themselves down 39-16, Coach. Ow. And Ow's only made 6 points. But it feels like an ow.
You know, it's one thing, you know, defensive intensity, not good. Once again, sloppy with the basketball, you know, cost us in the second quarter.
It cost us indeed. It's halftime. We'll take a break, come back for the Mecca halftime right here at the Mecca Mobile Studio, brought to you by Sleep Tight. Better bed, less money. Quincy and Jacksonville That's Sleep Tight. We're back with the halftime show right here on MechaSportsCo.com.
Ride the Baja Wave and refresh your senses with a blast of tropical lime flavor. Grab a Mountain Dew Baja Blast today. Do the dew.
At Sleep Tight in Quincy and Jacksonville, we believe everyone deserves a better night's sleep. Discover top mattress brands like Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and Stearns & Foster. Your purchase always includes free delivery, free setup, and free removal of your old mattress. Plus, enjoy 0% interest for up to 5 years. Better bed, less money. Only at your locally owned Sleep Tight in Quincy and Jacksonville, where comfort and community come together.
Sleep tight. Sleep tight.
Dreaming of a new kitchen or bath that's as functional as it is beautiful? At Woodmart Building Center, we bring your vision to life. Choose from a wide variety of cabinetry finishes and styles to fit any space and budget. Our expert designers work with you every step of the way to create a space that's uniquely yours. From timeless classics to modern masterpieces, your dream kitchen or bath starts here. Visit Woodmart Building Center today. Find us at woodmartbuildingcenter.com or stop by our showroom at North 12th and Seminary Road, Quincy.
This stream is brought to you by Mecha Sports Co., your streaming platform for all 4 Quincy High School basketball teams. Be sure to subscribe and like on YouTube and Facebook. Just search Mecha Sports Co., and you won't miss a thing from QHS Blue Devils and Lady Devils with coverage for the QND Raiders and Lady Raiders on the road. Be sure to visit mechasportsco.com for the complete schedule of games and more.
Back at halftime, pom-pom time for the Railsplitters. Interesting game. First quarter, Devils looked like they turned it around and learned from last night. Devils were down 5-2. They hit a bucket and 2 straight three-pointers, one by Griffith, one by Woodson Jr., at a 10-5 lead. Then we give up a 3-point play and one, so a 4-point play, followed by a bucket. But after one, the Devils still led 12-11. But that last bucket of the first quarter, Lincoln made it. They would run off 7 more points starting the second quarter. Devils down still 18-12. Devils were after 2 baskets. Devils scored a bucket and then gave up 2 more. Still 22-14. And after we made 2 free throws to make it 22-16, only down 6, 17 straight points by Lincoln. Not that they can't score 17, but that's not what you normally see out of them, is a run like that. And they've got the lead 39-16 at the half, Coach.
Well, yeah, I mean, it comes down to, us taking care of the basketball, us playing better defense, getting out, once again, we may have to go man. So we can stay up with, who we need to stay up with, because obviously our zone, is not covering up the shoot. How many threes they have in the first half?
First quarter they had 2. You had Vlahovic had a 4-point play, and Al hit 1. Second quarter, Al hit 1, Tungate hit 1, Komnick hit 1, and Short. So you had 4 in the second quarter, 2 in the first, 6 three-pointers.
So 6 total,
in
the first half. So maybe we need to get out, because obviously with the 1-2-2 that we're running, we're not getting out on the shooters, fast enough, because most of the threes they've made uncontested. We don't have a hand in their face, and you've got to do that, against a team like this.
And when we did have a hand in the face, we made it a 4-point play as we fouled out there. So
but still, the 4-point play, nonetheless, I'd rather see a couple, 3 more 4-point plays. They probably wouldn't make the threes, if we were out there in the face.
And they really, if we get out on them, I shouldn't say they don't have an inside person, because they lobbed the ball a couple times to Komnick. One of them right over our heads when we weren't paying attention, communicating. I was thinking about that last night as a coach. If you're listening, if your team's down there on the floor, and you've talked about it too, you should be talking constantly. You should hear it so loud that we can almost hear it here, telling somebody that somebody's making a cut, flashing high, going low.
With 1,000 people in the stands, we should be able to hear it up here where we're at. A good defensive team, the most important thing about playing defense is communication.
Yep.
Period. Whether I got ball, I got your help, shot, box out. communication is the most important thing on defense, and I'm not hearing a whole lot from the Blue Devils.
And I know a lot of times you get players at the college level that haven't learned in a younger program, and you spend time doing nothing more than moving the ball around and listening to people talk and hearing everybody talk so we can get into a defense. And again, when you got your head away from the ball, someone saying, flashing high to the high post, and you're at the high post, you now can feel for them. You know they're coming and can anticipate. So.
Well, especially in the 1-2-2. You know, you got somebody coming from the block up to the free throw line. Hey, free throw line, free throw line, free throw line, and then, you know, your center guy's going to go down, put a butt on him, you know, push you back in the lane, hopefully get a 3-second call. But, you know, once again, it's communication, you know, where you are, what you're doing, you know, within the mindset of what kind of defense you're playing.
Speaking of Moline, the girls won the game on Thursday night, and they got a little time off because in their gym this weekend, not their gym, but the gym, Quincy High's gym, on Friday and Saturday, right now as well, it's the Wrestling Invitational, Quincy High's Invitational. So hopefully we'll get maybe some updates on that. They go 2 big full days there, so Brad Dance gives the kids a little time off, and he gets a needed break. But next week will be a tough week for the girls. Not a tough, but I mean a real good test as Sterling comes in on the makeup from December on Tuesday.
Well, Sterling's ranked 11th in the state in 3A, so yeah, that'll be a nice little test.
And that starts off on Tuesday. Then on Thursday, Rocky comes in, and Rocky has played some good basketball this year. Rocky the other night beat Sterling 39-36. So the two teams that are behind us in the conference, you know, after Galesburg and Quincy, Moline, Rocky tied, and Sterling's right behind. So they're right there and there. And then it's Principia. Got to worry about the conference games first. Can't worry about the shootout on Saturday against Principia. Non-conference game, very good team. You get your 2 victories then. Then you go into Saturday and get after it.
Icing on the cake.
Right, but you can't worry about that. And Coach Douglas has talked about that a lot.
One game at a time.
Right, and when the Western Big Six games, no matter who they are, always take precedent before the non-conference game on Saturday. So next week you'll have that. The boys then will be part of the shootout on Friday. Rocky comes into town, so folks get out there. They're a very good team. Devils are going to be on their best. And then Columbia Hickman, I was down there at the Sophie Classic, and they mentioned Columbia Hickman's playing some pretty good basketball. So Devils, even though they're not playing any of the prep teams in that, they're going to have a tough weekend, starting off with Rocky on Friday night.
Yeah, that's always one of those weekends that you circle on the calendar, you know, because, man, you see some great basketball at the Quincy Shootout.
And before you know it, Coach, we get about 3 weeks left, and then we're into the postseason. Before you know it, they're going to start giving out the assignments. And, you know, last night we mentioned that Vincent D. Johnson, that did the illustrious basketball book, went all over the gyms for a few years and put this beautiful book. He was at Wharton Fieldhouse last night. Coach Taylor walks by and said, hey, I've got 2 of your books and good stuff there. Lost my train of thought on that one there. He was there last night, and there was supposed to be a thought. I know he was trying to come to Quincy and sign books there in Quincy at some point and try to sell some books. But it was nice to see him last night. I wish we would have done a little bit of performance. It's not looking so good. I know we had one more point on that one, but we'll probably pick it up in the middle of the third quarter, and I'll shout it out, and somebody will go, what was that about? Well, it was halftime, just carry over here. It is halftime here in Lincoln. Wellman and Pettit here, and we're hoping that the Devils can come out the way they did last night with them 10 straight points, but can continue it into the second half, through the third and fourth quarter, and maybe come back, because right now, Devils are down 39-16. Back with more Blue Devil basketball right here at MeccaSportsCo.com.
This season on Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Yes, college football is back.
Our lives finally have meaning again.
After a really long offseason.
Look, our QB's on the draft slide.
Whoa! Oh, he's going. To where? Not where he expected.
Everything will be questioned.
What is this place?
Don't they know it's Saturday?
Everything.
College football is changing.
The Dr. Pepper flavors, too.
It's all connected.
Fansville Season 8.
I don't think I've ever seen someone slide so far.
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
Back at Lincoln High School, and I remembered it. Vincent also took a picture. He took a picture when it was Webster Groves, and I think it was breast cancer night, so a lot of people were wearing different colors. Or it might have been something else that we had red. But he also said, I was there for when you had a postseason game against Collinsville. And I looked at him and said, We never get a postseason game. Well, it was. We had that one year, a couple years ago, and we got
Community, I believe.
That is, and so thank you, Vincent, for reminding me there on that one. Second half starts. Devils will get the basketball.
I think we won that one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. And, of course, the one at Pekin, which we're not talking about. Devils will go with Douglas, Tate, Clausell, Griffith, and Lepper starting the second half. Working right to left on your dial. Out of that 1-2-2 is, they're not out of it, but they're into it, and that is the Railsplitters.
Well, just watch them, how they match up.
Lepper tries to make a turn and a quick pass, and it wasn't there yet. And on the other end, all the way down for an easy layup, Tungate gets the basket. Here comes the 1-2-2 from the Railsplitters. At that point is Tungate. Griffith has the ball. Could have pulled up for a 14-footer, tries to really fit that one in there tight and hard.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you pull up for that 12, 14-footer right there, then you got Lep going to the rebound, in the glass. So go ahead and throw it up on the glass, and I like my chances.
I would agree with you, and Lep was not there yet on the backdoor cut. In the half-court set, Devils are man-to-man. Kicks it in the left corner with the basketball. Coming out is Tungate. Good ball movement. Sometimes you'd have to run them all together fast because they move the ball.
The Devils are in man now, so we got out of the 1-2-2.
Down to 4 on the shot clock. Devils doing a good job. Gets in the left corner. We got up a little too high, and the shot clock violation. Wow, I was a little bit worried there that it was going to be a 3 uncontested there by Ow. But the shot clock went off.
Well, good job defensively by the Devils on their half-court man-to-man.
Devils looking to score in the second half. Only one score so far.
Well, that's a dangerous pass there from Douglas to this end. Then we throw it away.
There's a mental one there. Clausell gets the ball on the wing. Tate goes down. Clausell thought that Tate was going to stay there. Nobody was there for that ball. 6:25 left, third quarter action. Devils are down 41-16. We did lead 12-11 after one. A 9-point run from the first to second quarter, and now this one has been 19 points going from the second quarter into the third. Good ball movement. Clausell cheats. They get it to Komnick. Komnick into the corner to Hughes. Back out. Good ball movement all the way around. Komnick drives to the hole, and he's fouled. Carson will go to the line to shoot. There is also a Kane Komnick. We have not seen him in the ball game yet. Devils with the first foul of the second half. It'll be on Avion Tate. And his first. And 5 fouled 5, and that 5 is Komnick. He had 17 in the first half. Hit a 3, and the rest of them were all buckets. He moved around a lot, mid-range shots. A couple alley-oops to him, too.
Well, he's averaging like 16 plus a game coming in. And then you got Tungate averaging 13-5 coming in, 13-3.
43-16, Devils need to get the ball down court so they can get in their offense. Clausell across the timeline.
And then Owl's like at 10.
Lepper down low, kicks it out. Douglas fakes the pass, but doesn't get the shot up. He got the defense a step away, but before he took the shot, Tungate was back to partially block it.
That's when you take it to the hole.
Long shot from the three-point line. The free throw line, excuse me. And Ow with that shot from way out there.
Ow.
Yes, 3 times tonight. He doesn't have to score anywhere else. He just stretches everything out. We're on a run here of 24 points. The Railsplitters unanswered. Owl will foul. His first foul of the ball game. First of the third quarter. Only 3 fouls by Lincoln. That's how they play. They play very good.
1-2-2, full court, three-quarter court, half court.
Yep. Do a nice job. That's why you hear Alexander and the 1-2-2 synonymous.
Well,
Griffith,
they started learning this when they're in third grade.
Oh, I'm sure this is part of kindergarten, too. It'd be when you go to sleep, you're going to listen to this tape about the 1-2-2. Griffiths from the right corner. 3, no good. Shot clock was almost done. Lep got the weak side rebound. Komnick came down, but couldn't scale Lep, and Lep will go to the line to shoot 2. Devils have had 2 free throws tonight. That was Kenai Humphrey in the second quarter. Hit both of them. On the other side, first half 3 for 3 for Lincoln. 1 for 2 in this quarter. Lepp connects on the first. More importantly, breaks that streak. Foul was called.
You got to find more ways to get Lepp the ball. Underneath the basket, outside in a good position, either make a pass or a shot.
Lepp hits 2 in a row, 46-18. More importantly, that broke into that 24-point run from the second quarter into this one. 4:40 left and counting. Devils need to get it back one at a time. Play good D each time, then get each basket back one at a time. Screen, going to the hole, kicking it out. Tungate to the right corner, shot no good. He actually missed one. Owl missed one, but the rebound by Lincoln, and then Owl was out there, ball, and he didn't look it in. It went right through his hands. He's not very happy with himself there.
Well, once again, communication. The shot goes up, everybody's got to get their butt on somebody. Leopard didn't do it on the weak side. Guy got his hand on the ball. You got to box him out.
Devils in the half-court set. Down low, now flashing up high is Tate. Lepper goes out to the right corner. Now Griffith goes out and tells Lepp get down on the block. Clausell kicks it in the right corner, but across the zone.
Well, from top of the key to the right corner, too long of a pass against this zone.
It's 2 passes away, possibly 3 at times, and we tried to make it a 1 through the zone.
Once again, we're too much dribble instead of passing.
In fact, we should count how many times Lincoln.
Dribble.
Good bounce pass inside.
Go up.
Lepp needs to go. And 3 seconds in the lane. He was down there. They're giving him the opportunity to make a move. And if he made that move out like he did, just shoot the ball. You're that close.
Whenever he's 3 foot front of the basket,
shoot.
Shot fake and go up strong, get into somebody. Because he shoots well enough from the free throw line, that's going to be a big part of his arsenal.
And after that first fake, Coach, then you just got to go up because more time you're in there, they're only going to give you 3. Then your shoes start turning green here.
Well, I remember one time in South Suburban where it didn't happen. But
3:30 left in the third quarter. Devils outscored in this quarter, 7-2. You got to win each quarter here. Pull up, 15-footer, no good. Ow, misses again. Misses the close ones. We know he can hit the real long ones back at volleyball. Across the timeline, Tate will get it to his guard, Kanai. Humphrey is into the ball game. He came in for Douglas. Right side, Griffith. Tim starts the drive, then he gets it to Tate. Good pass by Griffith, and a great job by Tate. He brought it to his left hand for that layup.
Well, see what happened on that last possession. You had Lepper going short corner. People started going with Lepper. Tate came right down the middle for the easy Chris Paul shot, the floater.
Yep, and a good job there by Tate making the cut. Griffith finding him as well. Left corner, that's Komnick. Komnick brought it out. There we go with a little weave. Here's a pick and roll. Oh, Tim Griffith, good job with the hands. Avion gets it across, bounces out to Kanai. Kanai trying to go to the basket. Probably should have backed it out because he was going into the bigs. That would have been a real easy one just to back out and then watch for your first trailer, your second trailer. You know the drill.
5'8" going on 6'5". Well, once again, coming down the sides, down the middle to where you have both options. To pass the ball and then pull it back out.
Kanai could have had it if the pass would have been zipped harder on the floor on that long bounce pass. But the long bounce pass took too much time. By the time Kanai got it, the defense was there right on him. Komnick in the corner, hands it out to Tungate. Skips it out here on the right side for 3. 3 is no good. Strong side rebound coming down there. Vlahovic knocked it up into about the 4th row of the students on the far side. Blue Devil basketball with 2:08 left in the third quarter. Humphrey, Clausell, Griffith, Wilson Freiberg in, Thomas Woodson Jr. Those are deep. Got to go north-south. Got a little east-west, but you can't hang there too long. Freiberg on the left wing. In the left corner to Griffith. Tim back to the top. Inside 2 minutes left in the third. Clausell takes it to the corner. In a trap, bounces at the feet of Woodson. Jump ball, Lincoln basketball. Pass was right at the feet. Woodson had no way to get that ball. Luckily jumped on the floor and got a jump ball.
Well, they made 5 passes that set, and 4 of them were after dribbles.
Tungate to the hole. Tungate, good job of Humphrey slashing underneath him. Tungate's shot hit the bottom of the rim, rebounded by the Devils. Redundant 1-2-2. And a 10-second count. When the clock is at 25, we talk. You're not so much trying to get steals. You're trying to kill the clock in the offensive set. But you also still have to get it 10 seconds over half court. That's it.
When I was doing that 1, 2, 2, 3/4 court in college, I'd be watching that shot clock. When it got down there, you got to call it.
And that is the key there. Oh, it was touched over there out of bounds. Douglas, everybody in this line saw it. Official wants to go down and ask. Nice job there. He asked the guy low. Good communication. He just didn't catch it. His ball was passed. Devils touched it, and then after the Devils touched it, Tate, ow, got it. 1:11 left in the third quarter. Devils need a couple good stands here. Pick the ball up in the back court. Kanai does get it across the timeline. Freiberg in the left corner. Being hounded out here by Vlahovic. Inside 1 minute. Griffith, left wing. Humphrey, right side. Approaching 10 seconds on the shot clock. Oh, a high post to Woodson Jr. Woodson turns around, has the ball knocked away. Tungate goes all the way in, misses, but count the basket. Taking the ball, Tungate all the way to the hole. And he had Au helping him if he needed it. And that's what happened to half court, or at top of the key. Woodson made the turn. As soon as he made the turn, the other guard's coming up behind you, knocking the ball out. Good communication between the guards of Lincoln. 37 seconds. McKinney came in for Lincoln, rounding out the last bit. That gave Au a chance to rest a little bit. He's had 1 3 in each quarter, and that's the only things he's hit, 9 points. Cosell at the point. Freiberg at the free throw line. Started to make a drive, kicked it to Kanai. Kanai, baseline little floater, good. Good job by Kanai, although Freiberg has to take that shot. He's within 10 feet, down to 8. You hear the students counting it out, down to 5 seconds left in the third. Tungate drives the hole. Freiberg comes out to help, but Tungate up and over Freiberg. And the third quarter is in the books. After 3, I'm looking for the points to go up there.
Should be 50-22.
It should be 50-22, exactly. So 3 quarters here at Lincoln. We're back for the fourth quarter. Devils down, need to pick it back up here on MechaSportsCo.com.
Bet you outdrive you this hole.
If you outdrive me, I'll take $10,000 off every car sold at Kunis Quincy this month.
Daddy needs a new ride.
Back at Lincoln, time for the fourth quarter. Devils down 50-22. Coach, I thought, as I mentioned to you in the off the air, we looked good, and then we got to the second quarter. You know, when Coach is talking about playing 4 good quarters, he's not talking about Lincoln's first quarter, Moline's third quarter for so long, and we mean all one game. You know, it's I'm not laughing about it. It's just about the time we look good. And then, some of the other teams are making us look that way, but we've just sped up. 18-12 was a key there, and 22-16 still in the second quarter. That's when that 24-point run, leaving the second quarter into the third quarter, and we found ourselves down by 30. And that's an awful high hill to be climbing. These guys are going to feel like mountain climbers all night. We're going to have to find different peaks that they can climb.
Well, we got to get it down to every possession. Offensively and defensively, get a good shot, play good defense, get a rebound.
Fourth quarter starts off with the Devils. It's Cosell, Humphrey, Freiberg, Griffith, and Woodson Jr. Griffith starts the drive, kicks out. Woodson Jr. steps out for the 3. Nice 3 there by Thomas. Connects. He's second one of the ball game. Brought to you by Woodmart Building Center, woodmartbuildingcenter.com. Kevin's got good wood. Summer's coming for some of them building too. Devils being doubled up right now by the Railsplitters. Into Komnick in the high post. Freiberg on him. Right corner, McKinney. Back to the top. Tungate. Look at that. Ball moves twice to the other corner. Hunter Clark checked in the ball game, number 24.
Still hasn't hit the ground.
Nope.
Finally did.
but it went towards the basket when it did. And a block shot there. Woodson Jr. blocks the shot of Komnick and gets the board. You don't get a board on a block shot, do you? Rebound. I think I'm about to check that.
Well, if you block and somebody else gets the rebound, I think that counts.
I would think so. We'll have to check in on the officials there. Not these officials, but our official scorers out there. We'll check with Alan Ippinson. Freiberg inside, kicks it back out. Woodson has to shoot it. The shot clock was running down, and we're not used to that. Rebound comes down. McKinney was there. Komnick. Rebound for Lincoln.
Once again, we have 5 passes that time, 4 of them at dribbles in front of them.
Now you watch Lincoln and watch the ball. About the time we'll say it doesn't hit the floor, that's when they'll throw those dribbles in, and now they do have a weave going. Right side pass, three-pointer, no good. Long rebound. Clark gets the rebound off the Tungate 3. Tungate goes in. Woodson gets part of it. Foul. And for Thomas, it'll be his second. For the Devils, it'll be the second in the third quarter. And going the line will be Brody Tungate. He was 2 for 2 in the second quarter. He's got 13 in the ball game. Should make that 14 on that free throw.
Right at his average.
Tungate's good. Komnick can move. Au can shoot.
Well, Komnick is, 16 a game. Tungate's 13, and Au's 9.5. So they're right all at their averages or more.
And they all play defense. Clausell comes across half court. I think it was a foul trying to reach in. McKinney on the foul, his first. Only the second foul against Lincoln in the third quarter. Yeah, when he gets away like that, like he did in the second and third quarter start, there's not much you can do and not a lot of answers on it. Griffith working on the sideline and stepped back and stepped out of bounds.
Once again, we're on the dribble, trying to dribble against this 1-2-2. It's got to be pass, pass, pass. Shift it around, then you'll have your open looks.
And Tungate makes a drive, makes a spin move all the way to the hole. Tungate now with 17, 19 from Komnick. Lazy pass, luckily Humphrey kept it alive. Left side, Clausell's gonna fire for 3. No good. Freiberg was positioning, couldn't get a hand on it, maybe got one. Ball tipped out, Railsplitters basketball. Devils in the man-to-man set. We've ran the 1-2-2 a little bit, three-quarter court as well. Now we're trying to play some matchup man. Let's match up. Left corner, three-pointer. Shot hitting from the left corner, that's Komnick. Komnick goes in, does stuff, then comes out, drills a 3, 57-25. And it will be a shot clock violation. Another 10-second. So when that ball goes through, guys, got to be able to get the ball out and get it in. I don't know if we're wasting a couple seconds getting the ball out of bounds.
Well, you're looking at it going 8 to 9 seconds getting across half court.
When's the shot clock start, though? After it goes to the basket or after it gets out of bounds to come back in?
I think as soon as you throw it in.
Because if they're changing it as it goes to the basket, then we're losing a couple seconds not getting it in quick enough. Devils back on defense. Subs coming in. Number 12's into the game. Henry Stolzenberg. Stolzenberg out to the top to short. McKinney in the game, starts to make a drive. He's going to take it all the way in, no good. Rebound tipped around. Carter Trowbridge into the ball game, tipped it. Devils get it. Half court set. Clausell, Humphrey, Trowbridge, Freiberg, and Beeston. Substitution just to move guys in and out. Clausell out, Emmerich Batley in. And we got a running clock, and that was one of the keys too. Coach wanting to get them in with 3:35, and that's the problem too when you get down that far. Even if you did have it in you to make a comeback, the clock's against you. Or in some cases in these kind of games, maybe the clock's for you to put you out of your misery. I still think anytime we can play and do something with no matter what team it is, first, second, or third team, it's a positive. Trowbridge lost in the corner and stepped out of bounds right here in front of us. Another turnover for the Devils. Devils are going to fall to 5-12. Lincoln's going to improve to 17-4. Stick around. We'll have the Hardee's postgame show brought to you by Brian Harms at 30th and Broadway. The coach's comments, which if last night was ugly, after the first quarter was ugly too. The sequel.
Well, I said first team to 50, and Lincoln's been there basically the whole fourth quarter.
They don't know what they're doing because they're up around 57 already.
Yep.
Well, both teams did average around 50. Naz Kelly almost takes the ball away from Clark. Stolzenberg being hounded there by Humphrey. And Kenai is going to be calling for the foul. For him, it's his first. The Devils' second in the quarter. Key now is don't foul either because you don't want to put it on the line for any, well, it won't be dead ball points. It'll be points no matter what, but it'll kill the clock for these guys to have a chance to run some offense. Clark makes the pass to the wing. Oh, nice save there by Stolzenberg before it went out of bounds. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Drive, kicks it back out. McKinney, high arching shot. No good. Ball goes to the strong side, and tracking it down is Brett Hayes. Passes inside to Hunter Clark. Hunter Clark gets his first basket of the ball game, and the fans cheer on. Actually, Coach, I forgot to change out things in the third quarter, so I'm going to have to move my points over there. We've gotten 9 points in the quarter, and 7 of them are in the third quarter for me. Wasn't ready for the fourth quarter to start. And McKinney, check it. McKinney was on the other side. That was a layup by Nick Taylor for the bucket. Here's another 11-point run unanswered by the Devils. Well, I'll tell you what, if last night was the worst Western Big Six loss, only scoring 17, back-to-back 17 and 25 points, when was the last time the Devils only scored 21 points over 2 games, average-wise?
I can't remember.
Well, nor I. Beeston, long three-pointer is no good. The rebound comes out to Lincoln now. Inside, 1 minute left in this one. Quick shot from the right corner, no good for 3. Flashing down, knocking the ball out of bounds was Nick Taylor. And the Devils have the ball with 44 seconds and counting. Well, it's been a fun week. The last 2 losses haven't been so fun, but that's part of having a new squad and going through the peaks and valleys and peaks. Batley at top, inside 30 seconds. Left side, Beeston looked inside. Batley got it, kicks it weak side. Humphrey's going to get a 3. Good! Kenai Humphrey gets the 3. Give the assist inside with the inside-out move. And that three-pointer brought to you by Woodmart Building Center, woodmartbuildingcenter.com.
Well, once again, you had a paint touch, kick out to the wide-open 3.
Lincoln's going to let the clock run out. And the Devils, if you said they led 12-11 after 1 and then gave them the final score, you might scratch your head a little bit. And I'll tell you, Lincoln put their defense out there, turned around and added some offense, and fired a whole bunch of threes. As 6 in the first half, only 2 in the second half, so 8 three-pointers, but they got to the basket a lot tonight and scored 61 points, and they don't hit 60
I was going to say, this is an offensive anomaly, you know, for Lincoln, because usually they're in the mid-40s, you know, maybe 50. You know, for them to get 61, not a good job on the defensive end by the Devils.
I'm sure the free sandwiches are free something somewhere in town when you hit 60 points. Used to be when the college hit 100. You know, you had a free meal and the Shiremen's went broke on that. Shirley's went broke usually on those things at McDonald's, but what a tough one there. Well, the Devils have a rough weekend. The good news is they got next weekend, and it don't look any easier as you got Rocky and Columbia Hickman next week. But hang in there, guys. They're still a work in progress, but they still got a lot of positive things. Just wasn't as many after the first quarter tonight. A lot of stuff on Lincoln. That'll do it for the regular portion of our broadcast. Stick around. We've got the Hardee's postgame show, and we'll hear from Coach on the coach's comments as well. Your final here in Lincoln, the Railsplitters 61, the Blue Devils 28. And this has been Blue Devil Basketball right here on MechaSportsCo.com.
If you're building a house, remodeling an older home, thinking about a new deck, or need a whole new kitchen, Woodmart is your project partner. Since 1978, Woodmart has been the most trusted building materials and kitchen and bath design company in the Quincy area. At Woodmart, you'll find enthusiastic, experienced professionals helping you through every phase of your project. We offer smart advice for the contractor or do-it-yourselfer and top-quality materials. Woodmart Building Center, 2000 North 12th Quincy, your project partner since 1978.
Bet you outdrive you this hole.
If you outdrive me, I'll take $10,000 off every car sold at QHS Quincy this month.
Daddy needs a new ride.
Brian Harbs, I'll bet you got a lot of people asking for fish sandwiches this time of the year.
You bet. Isn't that great? It is that time of year. People always love our fish sandwiches, and they're with tartar sauce and lettuce. You can get that any day of the week. We got the beer battered Alaskan pollock back. I'm back from Alaska. We caught all kinds of them.
And what kind of fish are those?
Pollock. Pollock.
And you've got a special deal going on. 2 fish sandwiches for just $7. Right now at Hardee's, 30th and Broadway, Quincy.
And welcome back to Lincoln. It's the Hardee's post-game show, brought to you by Hardee's at 30th and Broadway, Quincy. Devils take another loss here on the weekend, 2 in a row. Moline a thumping there after coming out in the third quarter, looking like we might turn things around tonight. Up 12-11 at the first quarter, and possibly the 4-point play on the last bucket. Those 6 points made a big difference, as we could have been up a little bit more. But starting off that second quarter, after the 2 points in the first by Lincoln, they ran off 7 more and got up 18-12. Devils, after 2 free throws, were still in the second quarter, only down 22-16, and that's when a 24-point run ended the first quarter and went into the second and third quarter. The run was 17 points before half. Devils found themselves down 39-16, gave up 7 more points starting the third quarter, 46-16, down by 30. Devils would get a couple buckets there, actually 2 free throws in a bucket. And at the end of 3, 50-22, we're down by 28. Devils got a 3-pointer to start off the fourth quarter, but then 11 straight points by Lincoln. So a lot of runs there of 9, 24, and 11. That alone right there is 33, 43, 44-6 basically. Devils hit the last 3-pointer, but lose 61-28. And if you would have told me that after the first quarter, I'd have said you're nuts. But boy, it got that way, and Devils fall to 5-11 as this team, Lincoln, 17-4. Good basketball team, Coach.
Oh, very good basketball team. I mean, they're the top 15 in the state, 3A. Very good basketball team. They're 1-2-2, especially when the shot clock comes into play next year. Oh, my goodness. This is going to be a tough team to play against.
Checking out my scoring here. I got a couple baskets I'm about to try to find, but we'll give you the unofficial scoring here. I think we're missing 1 point for the Devils and 2 on the other side for Lincoln. And usually when I go back, as I tell everybody, I check my math later, and it's all on. So Devils, nobody in double figures, but Thomas Woodson Jr. had 8. He had 2 threes, 7 points out of Kenai Humphrey. He had a 3 as well. Devils did hit 4 3-pointers. He had 7. Then you go 5 points from Brennan Lepper. Just not getting him ball. He had 25 2 games ago. Of course, it was against Alleman. 4 points for Avion Tate and 3 from Tim Griffith. And that's the only 5 guys that scored. Avery Beeston, Emmerich Batley, both in the game. Parker Douglas started and was in the game. Naz Kelly, Carter Trollbridge, Juels Clausel with a 0-2, and Wilson Freiberg. None of those guys scored. On the other side for Lincoln, they were led unofficially with 22 points. Carson Komnick. Komnick hit 2 threes from outside, but a lot of his stuff was inside. And those guys pretty well were done by the third quarter. 15 unofficially from Brody Tungate. Tungate picked it up and went to the hole, and they were 4 for 4 at the line. 9 points from Tate Au. And Au hit 3 long threes, but that was it.
Line threes.
Yeah, there were only 3 of them there. So Preston Short came in with 5. You also had Bryce. Vlahojevic, I forgot what his name was after he got out of the ball game, with 4. And then we had a bucket there by Nick Taylor, also a bucket by Hunter Clark. Brett Hayes was in the game, played a lot of the game, started, did not score. And we also had Henry Stolzenberg came into the game. And I think that was it. Oh, actually, we had Breon McKinney to round it out. 61 points on that side. So, tough night for the Devils, tough weekend for the Devils, tough weekend next week for the Devils. And then you look back and farther ahead and try to see is there any relief in sight as far as the scheduling. When you're in the Western Big Six, the answer is no. Tuesday the 27th, they'll be at home against Geneseo. So a good opportunity there to possibly get that victory there. Then on Friday, the 30th, they will travel to Sterling. So, and then they'll be home against Wabanzi Valley on the 31st. So 3 games even that week. Busy week with Geneseo, a winnable game. Sterling, really, we played so well. And then at the end of the third quarter and fourth quarter is when Sterling took that one out for, I know the 63-37 was a big score, but it really wasn't that way until the end. And I'm sure Wabanzi Valley, seems like they always bring a good team down every year too, right, Coach?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a school of what, about 4,500 kids? So, yeah, if you have 4,500 kids to choose from, you better be able to put a competitive team, on the court.
Hey, we're going to the post-game show. We're going to take a break, come back to talk some more. Hopefully Coach Douglas will be up as we wrap this one up and get headed back home. Your final 61-28. Lincoln with the victory here against the Blue Devils right here on MeccaSportsCo.com.
Better bed, less money at Sleep Tight in Quincy and Jacksonville. Shop Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and Stearns & Foster with free delivery, setup, removal, and 0% financing for up to 5 years.
Sleep tight. Sleep tight.
Bet you outdrive you this hole.
If you outdrive me, I'll take $10,000 off every car sold at Kunis Quincy this month.
Daddy needs a new ride.
This stream is brought to you by Mecca Sports Co., your streaming platform for all 4 Quincy High School basketball teams. Be sure to subscribe and like on YouTube and Facebook. Just search Mecca Sports Co., and you won't miss a thing from QHS Blue Devils and Lady Devils with coverage for the QND Raiders and Lady Raiders on the road. Be sure to visit MeccaSportsCo.com for the complete schedule of games and more.
Back at Lincoln. Hey, how about some play-by-play of some young kids out there playing? We got about 8 or 9, 10 kids. You guys can watch that while we're waiting here. Coach Douglas makes the trip behind us. Coach Petty, you might hand Coach. He's right here behind you.
Oh.
You snuck up on him, Coach.
Sorry.
And, of course, Coach's comments are brought to you by the Kunis Auto Group, Faith, Family, and Giving Back. I tell you what, we talked about it before the game. We talked about that third quarter last night. It was good. After one quarter, aside from giving the 4-point play in the last bucket of the quarter, we're up 12-11 after one, and we had to feel like, wow, if this is the way the game will be, it'll be close at the end, and we might have a chance to get this one. And then we started out in the quarter. They ran 9 points. We were still only down 22-16, and then 24 points later, it was out of our hands.
Yeah, I mean, just, lack of confidence, lack of trusting in our ability at every position. We can watch as many hours as we want of game film and come up with a detailed scouting report, scheme for what we're going to do defensively. And, it comes down to we got to just focus on ourselves. Too many turnovers. I mean, we turned the ball over probably – 12, 14, 16 times in the first half. And that's, with a couple in the first, but the majority of them coming in the second half or second quarter there. And just turnovers we can't have. We spent a lot of time prior to the game and before leaving talking about, we got to be able, if you can't see the ball can't see you. And we're trying to make passes, straight line passes right through a defender. and at this level, you can't have passes deflected. That, let alone stolen. You can't have passes get deflected. So faking a pass to make a pass, it's all the little things that it takes not to win, just to compete. And this is, 2 games in a row where we've, we didn't compete much at all last night, and then competing for, a quarter, not good enough.
And that's what we talked about a little bit here, that 2 and 3 passes away, and we're trying to cut across against a good defensive team who knows how to shift that 1-2-2 out there as well. Well, now I believe the key is mentally we got to regroup, both the staff and the kids, and they got to get really in their heads to say, we can do this, and a gut check. It's gut check time to say, look, come on, guys, we got another tough weekend before we can even take a breather. We've got to be able to handle it. What do I say?
We don't have
Is there a breather?
We don't have any game where there's a breather. I'll correct you there, but we just don't, and that's okay. But some of the things that we're learning, we got to be able to put into practice, and we're going to challenge our guys a little more than we already have been in practice this week, and obviously you're going to have to get prepared for what's coming up next weekend, but. It's frustrating when we know that these guys are capable of a lot more, and I don't know if it's they're tired of hearing my voice, they need to hear somebody else's or whatever, but we know that this group can play to a higher level. We know this group is capable of more, and they've shown that throughout the year. But it's just trying to get it out of them. For 4 quarters has not been the easiest thing.
Yeah, I was hoping that voice they heard was internally they out there. And speaking of hopefully a breather, that would be the Geneseo Sterling that we feel like we can play with those teams. But they beat us the first time too. So we can't go in going, hey, we can take a breather and finally get a couple of victories.
There's no such thing as a breather with this group in practice or games. We have to be. We have to come in with a different mentality, and for the most part, this group has done that. But you're talking about 2 games in a row where it's competition level just hasn't been there. Running zone because we struggled to cover all 5 guys defensively, and we give up 3-4 offensive rebounds where we don't even move, we don't even go to get the ball. So we got to be able to compete at a much higher level if we want to even be in games.
Well, yeah, like I say, a quarter and a half tonight. We've got to stretch that out a little bit.
Well, it comes down to we can tell the guys as much as we want, and we've told them quite a bit. Like, we believe in you. We believe that you can do this. We know that you're capable of doing this. Here's clips of you doing this. Now they got to get out of their own head. And I think. When you have 1 turnover, 2 turnovers, it starts to creep up on you that, okay, I can't turn it over again. And, you just get to overthinking. And the more this group thinks, the less productive they're going to be. They just got to go out and play.
And I thought, against this 1-2-2, and I've played against it before.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I mean? You've got to move the ball around the outside, seal on the weak side, and then come to the ball, in the middle of the lane. That's the only way you're going to beat this thing. I thought way too much dribbling.
Way too much dribbling, way too much of the ball just sticking, holding it. We didn't have guys working the high post. They just stood in the high post. We didn't have guys working the low post. They were just stood straight-legged. And you're not going to be able to compete against any zone, let alone Lincoln zone, the way that they play it. And at times we got the ball in the middle, we looked to attack, and we got good looks.
Yep.
But again, those are few and far between. We got to be able to see those successes and play to those successes a little more than we did.
So what do you think about the 35-second shot clock? With
I like
it up a little bit.
Yeah, I like it. I like it, and I think that this group is obviously we didn't know coming in that we were playing with the shot clock, but this group needs to learn how to play with it. It's going to be around. So a couple 10-second violations where I think we're just nervous about turning the ball over and not getting guys into position to attack it, but we got to be better.
I think we did about everything we can do for this weekend on this one. It's time to go back and regroup. Like you said, the gut check, get out there and get stuff done, and maybe have the guys watch Lincoln pass the ball when it never hits the floor and instead of 5 and quick, boy, they move the ball around, and it's hot potato.
They were able to see that in all the 3-4 films that we've watched. So.
And they saw it live tonight, too, didn't they?
You're done watching that, right?
Yeah, we got to start putting it into practice.
Well, I'm glad we can all have a sense of humor there, Coach.
Right.
Stay with it there and hang in there. So
fellas.
That's Coach Andy Douglas. We appreciate him coming up. These are tough times to come up, and so we do appreciate that. Andy is a class act and can do that and work through it. Because, again, you got to work through it and move on to the next, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's always next game. You know what I mean? And the thing I like about is that, they'll have a good solid week of practice coming up before they start playing next weekend, Friday night and Saturday night, correct?
Yes.
So they'll have good 3-4 days of practice. Watch the film. The kids can see what they're doing because film don't lie.
And I might want to go to a couple of those practices. They're probably going to be closed, but I would imagine you're going to get some intensity out of those.
Well, the film don't lie. When you're telling somebody to do something and then they're not doing it, you got to call them out on the carpet. I mean, that's the only way to do it. It's called tough love, but it's like, okay, you're supposed to be here. Why aren't you here? You're trying to steal the ball and being a hero. No, that don't work because you're not going to get that pass. There's a dribble, pass for a layup, and that's you. So, I mean, it's one of those things to where you got a couple of good films to take a look at and say, okay, here's what I want you to do. Here's not what you're doing. We need to change this around.
Yep. So, Coach, I'll tell you what, normally we'll take a break from Kunis and that, but I think we'll save that and go out with Hardee's as well. Your last thoughts, if there is any more last thoughts, and we've beaten this dead horse pretty bad.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things to where, this group has tremendous potential. They're not playing up to it. They're not playing hard enough. They're not playing smart enough, once again, it's coaching and learning how to play at this level because, I mean, last year, if you remember right, it's about this time where we were in Taylorville watching them play for the 8th grade, championship. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And making that run. Now they're playing against, team ranked, 12th in the state, Lincoln at 16-4, playing not a funky defense. I think you're going to see a lot more of it next year. But you're seeing them being challenged in a way that they haven't been challenged yet. And, we're seeing growth, but we got to be consistent.
Patience, Garrett. Patience is the word. We've said it all year long, and sometimes there's going to be a little more patience and a drink as well. Maybe
a lot more patience.
Exactly there. So, Coach, thank you very much. It's been a fun weekend here. Folks, next week's a busy week. We got the Blue Devils girls going at it a couple days, 3 days actually, and the boys on a tough shootout next week. It'll be Friday and Saturday. Rocky on Friday. Saturday, Columbia Hickman.
And that shootout, if you're a basketball fan, bring out your little chair to sit on the seats because, they're uncomfortable as heck.
You can't,
and you know what I mean? You can't bring out seats.
Don't bring those seats out this year. Nope. No seats with the backs on there. That was one thing that was eliminated there this year. And
that's
so
bad.
Get out there and move around in between your games. So.
Because you're going to see some very, very, very good basketball at the high school level. Probably the best basketball that you want to see at the high school level, next weekend at the Quincy Shootout.
And hopefully the Devils will come out and at least bode well with their games. For Coach Pettit, I'm Jeff Wellman. It's been fun up here. The final has not been fun, but we understand that. Your final here at Lincoln, the Lincoln Railsplitters 61, your Quincy High Blue Devils 28. And you've been watching and listening to Blue Devil Basketball, Western Big Six or non-conference style, right here on MeccaSportsCo.com.
Kunis Auto Group is proud to sponsor Mecca Sports Broadcasting.
If you're looking to score your next new ride, be sure to visit Kunis Honda.
And Kunis Hyundai of Quincy.
With over 300 new and used vehicles to choose from, you won't find a selection like this anywhere else.
Plus, give your vehicle the game plan to success by servicing with our new state-of-the-art service center.
Visit Kunis Auto Group of Quincy on 36th Street and see how Kunis makes it easy.
Brian Harms, I'll bet you got a lot of people asking for fish sandwiches this time of the year.
You bet. Isn't that great? It is that time of year. People always love our fish sandwiches, and they're with tartar sauce and lettuce. You can get that any day of the week. We got the beer battered Alaskan pollock back. I'm back from Alaska. We caught all kinds of them.
And What kind of fish are those?
Pollock. Pollock.
And you've got a special deal going on. 2 fish sandwiches for just $7. Right now at Hardee's, 30th and Broadway, Quincy.